So Dereck Chisora up there didn't really want to speak to you. What type of character is Dereck, and how does he show that in boxing?
Temperamental, edgy. I mean, you got to know how to take Dereck Chisora. Every time I used to sit down with him, my bum would go. But I've just learnt now this is Dereck Chisora. So today it's got me doing a little bit of karaoke. You know, he'll do whatever Dereck says, I'll do. But every time he comes to fight, you know, and this Saturday against Joseph Parker will be no different. He'll come there and he will give a brilliant performance. He'll give blood and guts and everything he's got for the fans in attendance and everyone watching on DAZN.
Is Dereck Chisora a promoter's dream for fights like this?
I mean, to the outer world, but to my personal world, not really, because he's you just never know what Dereck's going to do. You know, 1 minute he's having a go at you, 1 minute he's picking up a table, 1 minute he's making you do a bit of karaoke. So, but you've got to have an opinion. You know, to become a star or become a draw, you want people to have an opinion on you, good, bad, mad, whatever it is, and he certainly ticks some of those boxes.
Spoke to you a few times where you say if people didn't hate you, you weren't doing your job right. Yeah. How do you take on that hated man in boxing? Do you relish it with people booing you at events? Because from the naked eye, I don't think you do much wrong.
Thank you. I'm just focused. You know, like you can never make everyone happy, and you can never be liked by everybody. But there's a very good poem called "Man in the Glass." Have a read, and basically what it means is, as long as you can look yourself in the mirror and know I've done the best I can do, I can't do any more, then you should be happy. People's perception of you, it doesn't really matter. Love me, hate me, we're okay. I'd love to be loved by everybody. It feels great. I'm walking down the street, Eddie, love what you're doing, thanks mate, rather than boo. But, you know, No Context Hearn's made me a little bit more popular, which has been nice. But I think people forget that's the same person. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I like that other one, No Context. No, that's me as well. No, not you. The other guy that's funny. Yeah, so.
The paid double. Yeah. Darren Till last week posted about he's training Leonard Ellerbe. What is that about?
I saw him I was in Dubai this week, and he's like, you know, I'm going to train you for this fight. When's it happening? I said, yeah, it's not. I said to my old man, how much have I got to get in the ring? He said, nothing, because you'll get knocked out. You're useless. So I'm not fighting anybody. I can't fight, you know. So we'll just make the fights instead. So Darren's going to have to stick to the fighting himself.
Talking about Anthony Joshua as well, I've seen so much. Would you call it disrespect towards AJ in probably the most of his career? Do you think he's disrespected too much by the boxing public and his achievements are played down?
The boxing public, boxing hardcore fans, don't really like anyone that has significant success in that outer space. Probably has happened with me as well. When I started out in boxing and I was trying to overturn the system, I had all the support from that boxing hardcore. But the boxing hardcore will see Joshua Field Stadium and say, just look at the resume of Anthony Joshua. He has the best resume in heavyweight boxing, bar none. He's always fought the toughest fights. He's fought everybody that's been a mandatory. He's never swerved anyone. You know, he's a throwback fighter. But still, people will think that he's been spoon-fed or he's had easy fights. He's never had easy fights. And he's a good individual who works as hard as he can, provides for his family, and he's got a good heart. So I don't see how you can even begin to dislike this man. But again, unfortunately in this country, we do have a tendency. Frank Bruno was the same. Frank Bruno was a god. He won the world heavyweight title. It was almost like his popularity diminished after winning the world heavyweight title. Oh, he's not old Frank who can't win the world heavyweight title anymore. Rather than he's done it. We need a little bit more of that in this country.
Just going towards the darts then, how good is Fallon Sherrock for darts? I mean, I can't wait for it to get underway. It's the best time of the year, but how good is she?
She's been a revelation. I mean, don't forget, you know, women's sport is on the rise. You know, broadcasters want to air it more. You know, promoters like us want to push it more. But that's women's sport. Here you have a woman who is competing against and beating the men. That's why it's so unique. This is not Fallon Sherrock who's dominating women's darts. This is Fallon Sherrock who's making quarterfinals of major tournaments. So the atmosphere for her at the Ali Pali, this coming up, is going to be incredible. And you know, it helps us as an organisation break through the mainstream media to get on Good Morning Britain, to get on BBC Main News, to be on front page, back page of papers, because she is a revelation.
And just on football then, in terms of you're in darts, you're in boxing, and these fighters work for themselves, they sell themselves, and there is that massive characteristics in these industries. What do you think football can learn from boxing? Do you think footballers are too media trained and aren't themselves?
That is a problem. You know, agents and clubs don't really want these guys to say too much, and it's difficult because their profile's so big and their platforms and reach is so big that one wrong word or one wrong sentence and they can be criticised or even ruined. So I think rivalries are good. You know, if a player doesn't like another player, let's build that rivalry, just like we do in boxing. Look at darts. You know, all of a sudden, Gerwyn Price and Peter Wright will have an argy-bargy, and you look at social media, it's everywhere. There's nothing wrong with building rivalries. You can do it in football across clubs, but we can do it across individuals as well. Storylines, drama. It's just like the fight game. So maybe we'll bring a little bit of that to boxing as well, to football as well.
Eddie, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.